I just have to? But more importantly, why don't you tell me a little about yourself? Or a lot more, I promise you. I won't mind. Alright, play it cool, little Richard. I can't rush this, or he'll catch on. I'm nobody special, really. I help civilians serve the city and all that. His smirk deepens for some reason. Just another average fella here to relax after a hard day work. Hoping to take the edge off. Are you just gonna sit there and me all night, or what? Like, really? He's not saying anything. Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you're lying. He caught me. Don't show it on your face. Impossible. How can he already tell? Was Leslie right? Am I really that bad at this? Why don't you be honest with me, Jack? Wait, your name is Jack? Be honest with you, I'm not... Wait. Oh, that's your fake name. Mayor leans in even more, this time snaking an arm around my shoulder and pulling me in close. I like where this is going. I swallow. What do you mean? He's trying to keep a hold of myself as his lip brushed against my ear. He can't know. There's no way he knows. You're really a smitcha, aren't you? What's a smitcha? I forgot what they said that it was. A smitcha. Confused, I steal a side glance at Mayor and his eyes glimmer back at me mischievous. A pimp, of course. Whoa! What? He called him a pimp. Oh, you can't fool me with that act, Jack. I saw you looking around earlier for any attractive girl, subtle as a train wreck. Lord have mercy. If I have to prepare to be a pimp, I think I just ran out the door instead. A little laugh spills out of Mayer's before he can bite it back. Care to tell me what's so funny? I love Mayer. Just teasing, forgive me. I didn't mean any offense. Nor did I think you nearly faint on the spot, but I was quite ready to catch you. He keeps flirting. Alright, you got me. I was just... So you're gonna admit you're a pimp? Oh, that's when he sleeps with us. Yeah, they let other people do the sexy work. Oh, you're right. I was just, horrified that my good name might be ruined. Shook me up. Secretly, of course, I'm mostly only relieved that he didn't see through the lie. I was too close for comfort. Oh, naturally, an upstanding civil servant like you was obligated to maintain his sanity reputation. Bartender, another round for the gentleman, if you please. I can't believe I messed that up. And that was how I got pulled into a night of drinking with my new companion. It soon grew clear that Mayer isn't going to let anything slip. He managed to dodge all of my questions like a pro boxer, ducking those punches. But I'm too invested to turn back. Me too. I know he knows something. I know he knows something. But we're just dancing around the subject. And as much as I hate to admit it, it's fun talking to him. As so much that I nearly forget what I came here to do. Ooh. The way he gives me all his attention as well, flattering it away. Yes. Who's this guy? He's so cute. Well, we banter back and forth. I noticed the sketchy looking man from earlier throwing glances at us. Look at him. Are they looking at me? At Mayer? Just trying to get bartender's attention? I can't tell, but I got a feeling we're being watched. If you don't mind, Jack, I have a question for you. An elbow nudge against my side, interrupting my thoughts. A question? Sure, I'm all ears. What do you want to ask? I turn my head towards Mayer, only to see him already pressed close to my side. Wait a second. Our cheeks are nearly brushing together. Hold up. You wouldn't have to be looking for underground work, would you? My heart skipped a beat. Me too. He's finally bringing it up. You could say that more or less. Well, in that case, How about we make a deal? I'll trade you a little business information in exchange for something on your end. He whispered, really conspiratorial. I don't know how to say it. To me, lips curled towards a sly, daring smirk. Something, huh? What kind of something are we talking about here? Oh, I'm glad you asked. His breath lightly tickles my cheek. Tickle. For a second, my focus gets a little hazy. All I can see are those sparkling green eyes. Come on, it's right there, it's right there. My mind races through all the things he might want from me. Things I normally never think of until... Bring me a cassata cake. A cassata is a traditionally cake from Sicily, Italy. It consists of sponge cake, ricotta cheese, and candied fruit, with various types of icing. Nice. However, a different type of cassata gained popularity in Cleveland, Ohio in the early 1920s. La Puma Suppomoni and Bakery began making a version filled with strawberry and custard and covered with whipped cream at the behest of the owner's children who didn't like the original cassette. This variation became known as the Cleveland Cassata cake, which is only made in Cleveland today. Oh wow, I don't know if I want to go to Cleveland. Maybe. I'm serious. I want a cake. Or a cassata cake, the type from Frank's Bakery on the east side. Almost certainly not kosher, but I won't tell if you don't. I've heard they changed the recipe to something simply amazing, but let's just say I'm not very welcome in that neighborhood. Oh, why? Not exactly the offer I was expecting. A cake. Right. I'll think about it. No promises. Playing coy, are we? Very well, let's see how it is. He exhaled a small laugh as that brushes my skin again, sending a little tingle down the nape of my neck. He's feeling it. Please think it over carefully, and if you decide to accept my offer, come back here tonight. Let me save the game just in case. Man, my hair is hot. I hesitantly nod. Can this wise guy really be a part of some criminal outfit trading information for cake? Perfect. It will be it will be plenty worth your while, so keep that in mind. When he finally pulls back, I subconsciously exhale the breath I didn't know I've been holding. Breathe in, Richard. No matter how I look at it, he's acting sweet on me. To be sweet on someone is to have a crush on. He feels it. My stomach's hurting. I'm really hungry. Of course, it's not like anyone would notice, crowded as this place is. Do you happen to have a favorite kind of drink? He casually throws another question out there, catching me off guard. I want to have it ready for you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night? That's awful nice of you. Well, my favorite drink, I guess that would be... I'm on Leslie's route. Something sweet to mask how bad it tastes? He looks so surprised. Mayor stares at me in stunned silence. What's with that look? A small choked sound leaks from his throat. That kind you make when you're stifling a laugh. He's laughing at me. He's razzling me again, isn't he? To razz someone is to heckle or tease them. I knew it. He's teasing us. It comes from a shortened form of raspberry in the sense of contemptuous sound. Yes, of course. Something sweet. I understand. I'll make sure to take excellent care of both you and your refined palate. You're acting like I already made up my... You're leaving? Mayor sips the last of his coffee and pushes it away, smoothing his hair back with one hand. I'm afraid so, Jack. I got some business to attend to, so I do hope I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and tonight drinks are my treat. As a small token of thanks for your delightful company. Oh, you're so sweet. The last knowing wink, Mayor steps away from the counter and slips into a crowd, mingling with the drunken sea. There goes my sweetie. He left so suddenly. I wonder what business he was attending to. Well, never mind. I guess that concludes tonight's investigation. What a ride. I leave the speakeasy unsure whether Mayor pulls one over me or if I'm actually pulled one over on him. He sure is something, that mayor. No one ever sweeps me up into pace so fast before. I can almost still feel the warmth of his breath on my skin. Tss. I just the drink talking. Just the drink. And with that poor attempt to reassure myself, even he has a crush on Mayor. Where the heck is Leslie going on? Like, I don't see any moments with Leslie. This is BS. I stuck my hand in my pocket and began the sobering walk home. And he's drunk too. See, he's only thinking about his Mayor. Mayor is the main guy in the story. But we'll do our side guy, Leslie, because for the sake of the story, Gentle chirping of birds outside the window. The laughter of children on their way to school. The blinding sun. Why is our office so goddamn bright? Oh, my head. The thing I do for this job, I swear. As I sit in my chair... Wait, why are you in your office, not at home? As I sit in my chair, sipping my morning coffee and trying to ignore this horrible hangover, my eyes drift up to the clock. Leslie's even later than usual. Dang, our boss is late. I hope nothing's wrong. I was drunk and I still came to work on time. What's a Leslie excuse? If he doesn't come in soon, maybe I should just leave a note and go nap in my car. In your car? You crazy? Good morning. As if I summoned him from the bowels of sunny hell, Leslie suddenly burst into the office. In one hand, he's holding a sack of paperwork, and in the other... Is that a cake? For real. If my boss is late, then it doesn't matter anymore. I'm sleeping in. I'm drunk. I'm tired. I got a hangover. Where are you, boss? Fresh from Frank Bakery. I tell you, those fellas really nail the whatever this is. Leslie reached into the paper bag to grab a piece and happily stuff his face, chewing away with relish. Did he really grab a piece of cake and then stuff his face with it? Not even with a fork or nothing? Even Richard was like, this guy. That's the exact same cake Mayor asked for last night, isn't it? Is this some kind of conspiracy? Is every man in Cleveland eating these cake except me? It's only you, dude. You gotta get that cake. You gotta get that, whatever that cake's called. Oh? Pausing, Leslie leaned in to peer at my face, frowning gently. You look a little under the weather, Richard. Your hair is all messy too, and I haven't even gotten my hands on it yet. Wait, don't tell me. You're not hungover, are you? Richard, you naughty boy. What? Listen, boss, could we just go get to our reports? Changing the subject, I see. Absolutely shameless. He said, you naughty boy. Leslie, who seems to think my hangover is the funniest thing in the world, chuckles all the way over to his office chairs. I can't wait to make cheeseburgers after this. I should really eat before I go stream, but I spent almost the whole day editing my video to upload on YouTube for part 1 of Seduce Me, so I'm making a thumbnail. I was really in and out of it. Yeah, laugh it out of your system while I sit here hoping for a spontaneous eclipse. I'll let you start off then, my little party and partner. What did you find out last night? In between shots, that is. Ahem. Well, from what I heard, it sounds like the Italians aren't running from speakeasy. Or even most of the liquor business. If I had to guess, it's either a big street gang or the Jewish mafia. The Jewish mafia? It's true. They've been growing in size around here lately, or so I've heard. What makes you think it's them, though? I heard a couple fellas talking about the Italian mafia as competition, so it can't be them. After that, the man I drank with, he was Jewish, and I had a pretty strong feeling he's some kind of mobster. Oh, tell me more. Perking up curiously, Leslie propped his chin on his hand and leaned forward to gaze at me from across his desk. He's curious about which guy was hitting on me. He's got a bit of whipped cream on in one corner of his mouth, but I pretend not to notice. Guy said his name was Mayor, for starters. He was well-dressed, a little too confident, and... So I tell Leslie about the flirting? I mean, he doesn't really need to know, and I'm sort of like to enjoy the memory without being scolded. Ooh, he wants to enjoy it. He wants the best of both worlds. But... And... Leslie's route, I gotta remember. And he flirted with me, Leslie. He flirted with me. He may have been flirting with me. He what? He raised his voice incredibly, jaw-dropping. Well, could have been that I just misread things, but the nerve! Unacceptable! Leslie pushes out of his chair and begins to pace around the office. Is he jealous? I can't tell if he's genuinely angry or just fussing like he normally does. Could be both. How dare he? Flirting with my junior partner? Really? That's the issue you have with it? Poor, small, defenseless little Richard, at the mercy of some cruel gangster. If only I'd been there. I'm bigger than you, boss. This mayor had better watch out. Mark my... Boss! He freezes when I call him out in frustration. Well, when he gives me that innocent did I do something wrong expression, I can't really stay annoyed, can I? Would you just please sit down so I can finish my report? Oh, you weren't finished? Sorry about that. Sheepishly clearing his throat, Leslie sinks back into his chair and nods for me to continue. Mayor offered me a deal for information. A deal? You're serious? I nod, barely resisting the urge to rub my forehead. Details on the mob in exchange for... This is so ridiculous I can barely say it out loud. Say it with your chest. In exchange for a cake. Even he knows that's BS. Oh, comment off it, Richard. Tell me what exactly you wanted. I know you're trying to get revenge for me teasing you, but I'm being serious, boss. He wanted a cake. Pointing at the paper bag that holds Leslie's half-eaten breakfast, I put on the straightened face I can manage. It's from the neighborhood around Little Italy, right? Obviously, that place owned by the Italian gang, so he can't get too close. But as for why he wants one, I got no clue, boss. Maybe a kid at home who likes it? A sweet tooth, forbidden fruit? It reeks of a setup, Richard. Isn't that obvious? Leslie wrinkled his nose about the reaction I expected, and really not an unfair one. I thought about that, believe me. But if it was the setup, why would he invite me back? Wouldn't it have been easier to get rid of me right there? And he could have made an offer sound more serious too. Anyone with half a brain would be suspicious. That's true, I suppose. I still don't like it though, not one bit. He lets out a heavy sigh, sticking a hand into the bag with his cake and tearing off a piece to idly munch on. Well, while you were having the time of your life last night, I was chatting with Mr. FBI. FBI? Apparently one of the city's politicians is hosting a big party at a hotel tonight. Next to our contact, I got us pass inside. Because you know what's going to be at a party, my dear Richard? A lot of liquor. A hell of a lot of liquor. Probably provided by the money source in Cleveland. I can already see what he's getting at. Makes me feel like I should have done Mayor's route first if I'm doing this way. So you want to scope it out for information? It's a good bet and a safe one. Once folks get drunk, there's no telling what kind of juicy information we'll get out of them. If we're lucky, some of it might be related to our case. I wouldn't count on it. We snuck her in our line of work. Both of us have seen our fair share of these ritzy orgies. Orgies? Oh, I said that so loud. I'm home. There's people. I'm sorry, please. I'm so loud. To be ritzy is to be glamorous and stylish, sometimes in the negative sense of being gaudy. The term stems from Ritz, later Ritz-Carlton hotels, which were famously opulent. The famous song Putting Out Ritz, written in the 1930s by Irving Berlin, takes its name from that phrase. I think you should come to the party with me tonight. With your smarts and my good look, we're bound to get something out. And if you want my honest opinion... Leslie goes truthfully silent for a moment, then, and a more serious look darkens his brow. I think this rendezvous at the speak is too risky. A speaker refers to a speakeasy, and it's not a shortened word, foreign word. And it's, even if Mayor doesn't mean you any harm, any other mob type around there is not gonna feel the same way. But I also don't think you're green enough to walk into a death trap. Gee, thanks, boss. When I roll my eyes, Leslie offered me a soft, affectionate smile, the kind he only puts on once in a blue moon. I'm heading to the party either way, but I trust your judgment, Richard. You can decide for yourself where to go tonight. What it will be. I can't say I agree with Leslie about the speakeasy deal. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's a key part of this mess. But I think he's right about the hotel party. If the gossip flows as freely as liquor, and believe it or not, I like to spend more time on the job with him. Watching Leslie work is quality entertainment in and of itself. Okay, boss, you want me over. Party it is. Attaboy, Richard. Leslie spun around in his chair at top speed, apparently thrilled by my reply. Hopefully our supervisor doesn't decide to walk in right now. Oh, so he's not my boss. I think I'll send someone to the speakeasy anyway, just to scope it out again. That place has gotta be important somehow. Ignoring the spinning Leslie, I rubbed my cheek thoughtfully and gazed at the ceiling, pondering the situation. If another agent can get some more information from that place, maybe we can combine it with tonight's finding to form a better plan. I'll call Earl and tell him to head over there while we're at the party. Well, good thing there's plenty of paperwork to help us busy for the rest of the day. Whole stack of reports arrived this morning. Actually, I was getting worried when you came in so late. I thought I'd have to do it all myself. Good thing we're a team, right, boss? Boss? He's sleeping! I glance over at Leslie, who's gone silent. He's still slowly spinning in his chair, head slumped back. Is he? Snoring? This is our boss. If I had a dime for every time this happened, I'll be a rich man. And that time, you will sure be. But no, all I have is this massive pile of paperwork. I would hate to be an employee of the. I would hate to be this guy's coworker. As Leslie enjoyed his morning nap, I bury myself in the reports, poring over them one by one. That bastard's lucky I have a soft spot for him. Oh. Otherwise, I tipped him out of that damn chair and throw these paperwork at his face. He's always looked so peaceful when he's sleeping, though. Not a care in the world, innocent as a kitten. That's my dashing senior partner, after all. As evening finally rolls around, I managed to finish up the paperwork. Leslie woke up in time to help me with the last third, and we headed to the party. Ooh. There's the jazz music. Our taxi takes us to a lavish hotel as appropriate for today's fancy gala like tonight. Once we get to the crowded parlor, Leslie and I decided to split up, so I'm left alone with a smattering of catty guests dressed in the nines. Dressed to the nines. To be dressed to the nines is to be dressed very smartly and sharply. By itself to the nines usually means to the highest degree, and was first used in the early 19th century. Nice. I wander around for a while trying to keep my distance while attempting to spot anyone of note, but it's too crowded for my strategy to work. I'm going to have to get in the thick of it, aren't I? You are. Working at these events is always a nightmare. Mingle with the partygoers, each up on the politicians. What do you think?